Hi everyone, welcome to Emsley Lodge for another week. Just a week on the racetrack this week. A couple of horses ran okay without sort of winning. Took Miletus to Adelaide. He went okay. Got beaten a couple of lengths, I suppose, but he tracked into it on the corner. And when they sprinted up, he just got found wanting and was a little bit one pace to the line. The leader won the race, so they sort of stacked and racked a little bit and then sort of really sprinted up. And he just, I wouldn't have wanted to bet on any other horse till they get into the corner, but I wouldn't say I was disappointed. I was just, he just probably showed that he's just more of a mile and a half horse than a mile and a quarter horse at that level. So he'll probably head off to the Derby next Saturday, the South Australian Derby. We're probably going to roll forward on him and make it more of a genuine staying race rather than a sit and sprint. Being a good sort of quality race, the tempo should be on. So hopefully we can draw just off a little bit where we can just sort of roll forward. And I think I'll probably prefer to see him sort of rolling in the race three wide and sort of vying for the lead upon straightening rather than sitting back and he could be expected to sprint up. But anyway, we've still got a bit of water to go under the bridge yet. We're still 10 days away from the race yet, and he's got a couple of gallops that he has to come through first. But was I disappointed with him? Probably not. But I just thought he showed up that he's not hasn't got that real turn of foot, and so we need to ride him a little bit differently to negate that little problem. Okay, runners, this week we'll head off to Geelong on Friday. A couple of horses there, and the Thoroughbred Club of Geelong are holding their race day there, their luncheon there, so we'll head off there and have a bit of a good day. What do we got? Okay, horse called Evader. Now, she's been sort of jumping out, getting back and running home, and she's just been following them around a little bit. So she's drawn a gate. Craig Newitt goes on up to a mile and a half. We'll give her a good dig out of the gates. Hopefully we can be in the first third. If she is, she'll be very, very competitive. She's just one of these horses. She's been drawing wide, and rather than getting caught wide, the jockeys have been going back, and then she's been running home, and blah, blah, blah. That's just been how she's been racing. She needs to be put into the race. Her sectionals, her last 600 in most of her races are as good as anything. She just is in the wrong spot. So she just needs to be ridden sort of a little bit closer. Chestorius, well, he was probably a very similar, big, raw young horse who was getting back. We took him to Bendigo the other day, rode him forward, and he just didn't know how to lead. He'd never sort of had been left in front before, and he sort of was very vulnerable late. He's drawn a lovely gate this week, so hopefully he can jump and just be running third or fourth, and then get put into the race. But a little bit of depth in this race, but he'll probably he's a big, young, raw Tavistock who'll probably go to the paddock after this race. But both those horses, they need a bit of luck, but I think they're both going okay. Okay, Monday, Kyneton, busy day. Fortune Rose will go up there, 1100 metre 58 race. That's the grade that she sort of races really well in. Probably be her last run. She's been a great sort of great filly, and she's going to go off and be a mum. I'm not sure who they're going to get served by, but no doubt. So hopefully she'll go really well. Certainly looks well, and I've got no issues with her. She's probably just hit her use by date, so she needs to go off to be a mum. So she'll head off to Kyneton Monday. Horse called Mauser. He's a bit of a three-card trick, this horse. He sort of was a staying horse, then we sort of threw the blinkers on and made a miler out of him. We raced him the other day at Geelong, and he over-raced terribly and just didn't finish off. So we just got a bit of a change of gear, brought him back to the 1450, back to a speed track, which should suit him better. Hopefully these will run along at a really good tempo, and he'll be able to sit running second or third rather than sort of leading up over-racing. He was just terrible the other day at Geelong. He sort of had his mouth wide open over-racing, so that didn't work, so we'll try something different. The other horse is Deploy and Destroy. He got to what I thought was a really winnable race the other day, and once again he just floundered out of the gates, got into a sticky situation. The winner was outside him. It took off and probably put 4 or 5 lengths on us, and then we sort of ran it home, ran a good third, but the race was sort of over and done with by the time we even got warm. So take him up to the 1850, and I just want to give him a try over this sort of staying sort of trip to see whether he's out of a Master Craftsman mare, even though he's by a sprinting stallion. I think he looks like a Master Craftsman. He's a big grey horse, so he just might be. I'm a little bit disappointed with the horse, but he may be a 2,000 metre horse, and I'm expecting to be competitive over 1,400. So anyway, we'll see how we go. He goes to the 1850 at Kyneton. I tried to ride him close the other day, and he just wouldn't go. So well, hopefully he can just sort of be somewhere near him and put himself into the race. But it'd be interesting to see. Hopefully these will go into the race really quick, and then sit up, and he can sort of be really strong, mate. But that's Deploy and Destroy at Kyneton on Monday. Okay, all roads lead to Warrnambool this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. They're probably as good a carnival as you'll get anywhere in the world as far as country carnivals go. So good luck to everybody going down there. You know, a couple of big stables have got a lot of horses sort of going there. We're going to have probably 3 and go down there, and hopefully they'll all be competitive. Might even be able to get, if Smoking Soldier gets a run, we might have 4. So we took Prince Ziggy to Flemington the other day, and I thought he went really good. Once again, he's 2 runs this time in, right at that crunch part of the race where he needed to sort of get a bit of room and get sort of rolling. He's sort of been held up. He's lost that bit of momentum, and then sort of when the race is over and done with, he's sort of been working home okay. So we will go to a 1700 metre race. I'll probably back him up and go to a 1700 metre race on Tuesday, and we'll really be aggressive out of the gates. He's had the 2 run over the mile now, and we'll be really, really tough on him out of the gates, put him as sort of either lead or sit outside the leader, and just negate that sort of any interference that he's been sort of copping. He should be all over. He gets right down the weights. He should be all over that sort of race. A bit of sting out of the ground certainly won't hurt Ziggy either. So that'll be Prince Ziggy on Tuesday at Warrnambool. Wednesday, Warrnambool. Now I've got Smoking Soldier in there. He was the horse that the jockey got sort of struck between the legs in his first start, so we drew a line through that. Then we ran him again at Terang, and he was really good. He was a bit awkward out of the gates from an awkward gate and got back, but he worked home really strong over 1400, screaming for the 1700 on a rain affected going, which is what he should get at Warrnambool. He's going to be a long, long way down the list, so we need a lot of luck for him to get a run. But 1700 second up, I'm keep treating it as second up. He should be spot on there, and his work this morning was really good. So really nice young progressive horse that looks like he's going to make the grade, just needs to get a run. Okay, Thursday, Warrnambool Cup Day. Probably have 2 runners there. Grandma Gale went really good at Geelong the other day. Just coming down the hill there at Geelong, she sort of just lost her footing a little bit and probably lost a couple of lengths, but then was really strong late. So she goes there. Once again, she's going to be down in the order of entry. So and Warrnambool traditionally is wet. She's won at the distance in track, so that's what she's sort of really looking for. So hopefully she gets a run there. If she gets a run, she'll be very competitive. Big Hums, he was great. He was very brave at Terang again the other day at the 1200. He comes back to the 1100. That should suit us. This is his grade, 1100 metre 78. He's racing in great order, and he should be really hard to beat in that race. It's going to be really competitive. You'll get a really good price about him, but take on board that he's come through these last run fantastic. Back to the 1100 should suit us. So I'm really looking forward to taking him down to Warrnambool on Warrnambool Cup Day.
Yeah, g'day guys, welcome to Around the Stables. Excuse the voice, I was screaming at big jobs the other day and lost my voice, so probably serves me right. But this week's horse, a horse called Zippity Zoustar. His name probably gives it away by what he's by, but he is by Zoustar, and he's out of a really well-bred black type Zabeel mare, so he'll probably get over it a little bit more ground being by Zabeel, but out of a Zabeel mare, but yeah, he's sort of just taken a while to sort of grow into himself. He picked him up pretty cheaply as a weanling, so yeah, really good opportunity for for people to be able to race a horse by Zoustar, so at a pretty affordable price. So that's really good. He's going to take a little while to sort of mature and grow up, but it's time to sort of get into his work. He's been in work 4 weeks now. We'll ramp that up over the next few weeks, and yeah, hopefully we can get him to a trial and just sort of see what he can do at the trials. But I think whatever he does this prep, every sort of prep, he'll continue to improve. Even just around here at the stables, he's such a lot more mature horse now than he was 6 months ago. So yeah, really excited to where he goes. He's a lovely horse to have around the stables, so we'll see where he takes us.
Yeah, that's it for another week at Emsley Lodge. Thanks for watching. All roads lead to Warrnambool this week. Always a great week, and I always like to get down there and watch the jumps races. I think it's something, I'm not a jumps trainer, I don't train any, but certainly something I really like watching. What else? See the internationals, they put all these restrictions on them and all new things. They have to have a CT scan before they come over here. They're only allowed to have one race in Australia before they race, which I think is an interesting one. See, even the Australian horses have to have a CT scan before they race in the Melbourne Cup, so I don't know who pays for that, but that's not a cheap sort of thing. Yeah, so might just stop a couple of these internationals coming over. They won't just sort of just sending them over willy-nilly. They'll be really sort of picking the ones to come over, so whether it's going to be more quality, not quantity, we'll wait and see. But anyway, interesting. What else? Don't forget, I mentioned a few weeks ago to check our horses available page. Just make sure if you are interested in taking a share in a couple of those horses are selling very quickly, so don't miss out if you're sort of keen to get a racer horse with our stable. what else? That's about it. Keen on seeing how Miletus sort of gallops through the week, and great to have a runner in a big race again next week. So he'll have a nice little gallop on Saturday, then probably a hard gallop next Tuesday or Wednesday, and then chuff off back down to Adelaide, and hope to have a crack at a good one. Until next week, see you later. People underestimate what I've got to put up with, you know. Complete incompetent media people. But these are such big fields at Warrnambool, so she needs to get a bit of luck, to get a bit of run, to get start again. They just talk every now and again, like they're all over the back of your camera there.